some more. Okay, my phone. There's no electricity in my apartment. I go east because my electricity bill is positive, a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, suicide, sexual harassment, rape, harassment, a hate crime. Mostly everyone in my family abortion speech. The steals from me, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, trying to rape me, didn't get money. To which I will succumb. So without the succumb, I won't give it to. Didn't get money with their dad. Didn't get money haven't been with me since 2016 when Michael Norman and whatever this raped me. I'm seeking the death penalty for Michael Norman. You can decapitate Michael Norman. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate Jorge Vilas. You can decapitate Sarah Francis that facilitated Jorge Vilas raping me. You can decapitate Juan Manuel Delis that facilitated that raped me in 2017. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas that facilitated Juan Manuel Delis raping me. They steal from me. They stay in my homes without my permission, steal my money, and they get in the way of me receiving money, trying to see me get hurt. So I decommissioned myself from dating. They're very dumb people. They're very dumb people. They're very dumb. In the meantime, I'm completing this puzzle right now, drinking some water. I got food at ATV earlier. So I have this snack for me to eat soon, possibly some crackers. And drink water if I need to. I had like $1.10 in food stamps left and some cash, like $2 in my wallet. And what else? Oh, and like $3 in my debit card. So I got bananas. I already ate one. I ate a piece of bread with peanut butter. I ate a chocolate pudding. I drank water. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. Everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, you can decapitate. It's April 18, 2025. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They get in the way of me receiving money, trying to rape me because I won't allow it. They go in and traffic people into my life. They create groupies that follow me. There's leeches that worked at Nordstrom where I work temporarily. They're so girls, so they just disturb the peace. So it's very difficult to achieve financial stability when one is surrounded by such ugly people. What else? You can decapitate Mandalene Herrera. You can decapitate Eric. What's his name? I can't even remember his last name. Anyways, there was an Eric that worked there that I may have met when he was little, and he was possibly there stalking me, trying to traffic me into even more poverty and debt. He asked me to use my credit card to purchase some shoes. I declined the request. I would have gifted him the shoes. However, I wasn't in a financial position to buy them for him at the time. What else? Untidy the FBI disclosed NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States, the International Criminal Court. I'm speaking of the penalty for everyone that steals from me, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. Right now, I'm using the hotspot on my phone and I don't have unlimited data. What else? Excuse me, this bird. I wanted to Cheesecake Factory today and I don't have money. You can decapitate me, sons that rape me, that steal my money, and I miss dating, I miss Kehlani. Money, this is myself dating Kehlani. I need a home for myself dating Kehlani ASAP. And money to sustain myself Kehlani. Or I need money at least to get to my home that I think I have in Puerto Rico. That's for me dating Kehlani. I just don't have the key to it. I have stalkers, so I have boundaries or some rules. I think they just stole it into my home, trying to get me to talk to them. Which is capital punishment worthy, so I'm seeking the death penalty for Richie Hill, whatever his name is. You can decapitate me, how many sweaters, so it's a son that rape me, no money, and get in the way of your same money. Their arranged marriages that my parents provided for me and they didn't materialize, I just don't want it. What else? They have been abused before my parents. Arranged marriages for me with them. And yeah, my parents just with my feelings. That was it. What else? That's not a man, that's far from a man, so I don't want it in my life. Not even as a fuck buddy, gente. Not even recreational. What else? What else? Eso no se respeta ni el mismo de un asco, es una basura que no te da What else? One person's watching, they're like this post. I need money for food, ASAP. What else? I should listen to music on Pandora. What else? I want to order food from Uber Eats to be delivered to my apartment. I want to connect the electricity on my apartment. That's just a simple phone call. And they're so gross. They're trying to rape me because even the baby daddy is so gross. That's attached to one, so I wants to rape it. They're gross. They start going on purpose. Los Carlitos here decades ago asked Aker to not give me money so I can't flee, so Aker may be terrorized and has immunity to see me cry on the internet. I'm hungry, I don't have enough food. Until I provide this valuable document of look of what I remember, what I can express now. Because I've been speech impaired, starving. So that I report Carlitos for stealing my money, getting in the way of me, stealing money, stealing my home, stealing my vehicles, and terrorizing Edgar to not provide for me decades ago for him to have first dibs on my vagina. El tipo es un bruto, un puerco, una asquerosidad. ¿En cuántos cruceros se ha ido en los últimos 30 años con dinero que me roba? Dan un asco, son una basura. I don't ever want that near me. I don't ever want that near me. Casualmente no me llama. 3 people are watching, 0 like this post. What else? I'm gonna take myself dancing today. I got no relative Jesus Christ to be suffering today. Full. Some people like the Catholic Church is like a museum. Some people are like, oh, let's practice, which there's no need to practice. I raised 2 kids with feeding them every day, non-stop, because I would never starve a child for a whole day. So my parents would be like, if you want to participate, you can, but you, as your child, you can eat at any time. So I'd be like, I'm gonna try to participate too. I'm like, no. Or like, I think 1 year, I'm like, I did it, but it's midnight, I was stuck. And they're like, go get the pots and pans. So I'm like, you're defeating the purpose of the snack and they cook like a whole meal at midnight. Porque they had been starving the whole day on a Good Friday. And they had asked me to, if I wanted to. So anyways, back to dating Gilani, we fed them every day. And then like when they get sick, it's a natural habit of offering food, and they're like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, oh, then just eat a little bread. Even when they say no, I'm okay. And they feel they look lethargic, one needs to insist that they have a few bites of bread, or my mom used to boil potatoes for me, or white rice, something very bland, so that they can digest it really quickly without experiencing any flavors and feeling uncomfortable, so that they have like a few calories or nutrients in their body. They don't go like for a full day without eating. So applesauce I've offered, like I even like regular fruit, but sometimes that like is tedious if one doesn't have energy, one's body hurt, one says like, I'll just eat this cup of applesauce and it'll feel like less energy than biting through an apple. What else? 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 Oh, so they want to do the thing where they're like, we're all dancing today. Show us today. We can like, son una basura. Son una basura. Do they board such statements? But like, we did see you were Catholics were dancing today. Catholicism is like a museum. I'm also a member of Sama some days. Ew, ew. And I'm just eating with my gold right now. I'm not wearing any of it. Ew, 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 ew. My children were separated from me by leeches that want to rape them. So they try to be like the hip, cool person with their I'm deceiving. Or disgusting. It starts with my siblings. They're so gross. You can decapitate me, having sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your same money. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that plays deceiving, trying to be hip, and she's a rapist. She's so gross. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. It thinks that she's so desirable. And the sister is so nice. That's how they infiltrate families. I've heard that they talk about me and they're like, well, how much money will you give to Arlene? Well, I'm gonna bring in the sister to collect the money. The sister's so nice. And then ellos hand over las tetas de mi hermana. We're like, oh my God, that was so amazing, the heist. So they live for heist still. They're disgusting. Estos menoritos son una basura. I did remember that song. Like the heist. Must not talk to them. But I like the heist. 10,000 hours, 10,000 hands, 10,000. What is it? What else? 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 Anyways, game over to them. Game over to them. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Angela Jazz. You can decapitate Mónica Pacheco. ¿Quién la manda para ir a un hijo? What else? That's why I don't talk to them behind the scenes. These leeches van y paren un bebé a ver si una la perdona when one can kill them in self-defense. You can decapitate Liz Nieves as she is alive. You can decapitate Katie Leon que me robó carro decades ago. With those leeches, they're disgusting. He transferred my vehicles to her because she was sucking his dick. He's not pictured here though. I think. It's Oliver, isn't it? That leech. Dame un asco. I don't know if that's Alvarandro. I don't know their names. I don't know what Alvarandro is. That has to be hilarious for the people that they identify themselves. It's like, we're married to Arlene. It's like, Arlene doesn't even remember their names, so don't believe those leeches ever. They're gross. They're gross. They're gross. You can decapitate Angela Jeffs. You can decapitate Lindsay Fischler. You can decapitate Katie Miller. You can decapitate Benjamin Sarason's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your safety. Damasco. In the meantime, this looks like my closet a few years ago. And if brand new, I would buy it. Just for fun. What else? 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 I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm still here. And every time that I say I'm still here, you. What else? This is so true. These leeches in particular have money that belongs to me, but this leech, my parents may have given him money to date me, and they sit on the money to turn one into Samsung girl that's only saying hi. Well, they're fucking one in their dreams or bragging about, ha ha ha, I never take her on a date. Good morning, good night, baby, blah, 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 blah. They're leeches. They're trying to take me down to find better people to date. They're so dumb. They're stupid with two O's. Ew. Want to know what they want to say yum to? I'll show you some. For real, that's why none of them take me on a date. They're like, who's gonna tie her down for life? I don't want to be married to this for the rest of my life, so she can't be out dating or on Tinder and Bumble. Guys, can someone else do the job? That's why they ask the ladies. They're ladies. My second cousin is single. You want to meet her? Yeah. ¡Qué asco! Ew. Look at what they want to say young to, gente. Pobreza. Fo. Dan un asco. Mientras luego dicen, wow, con el dinero que te robo voy a llevar a Jennifer Bonilla hoy a la playa. And basically what they're trying to do is to commit suicide. That's why they do it. They're so gross. My parents had me paint with them when I was little. And they stole the paintings and they also stole the profit from the paintings. They stole the homes from me. They stole the vehicles from me. I did agree that after I get my property, my cash from that venture, some pieces of artwork, my vehicles, even my part of the home that I paid for with my paintings, from the sales of my paintings as tips also, then he could keep the home so he wouldn't be homeless if he needed the home or wanted a home in Puerto Rico. They didn't want to buy one. Pero no, I didn't agree for him to steal everything from me. In fact, I didn't even agree to the homes. I objected to it. At a young age, this leech said to me that I'm a minor. I don't know what I'm saying. So he's getting the death penalty, hopefully, for not listening to me ever. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. What else? For real, that's what they do. Dan un asco still. En lo que llega una leche y se invita al pene de ella. That's how they traffic themselves into y que having sex. They're just animals that jump on people. Or have people jump on them. So they create group chats of like, aquí estamos peleando a ver quién se va a casar con Arlene. And they're like, so who is Arlene? Oh my god, have you seen Hot Tetas? That's Arlene. By the way, do you want to play Hot Tetas with us? What would you do to Arlene's tetas? Oh my god, show me that pussy, girl. And they all play together behind the scenes, most likely. Because that's why I'm starving. I don't have any money. And then they're like, no way, Cindy. From La Maria, Puerto Rico, la blogger esa joined us here in this group chat. A pretender tu mamá le las tetas a alguien. No, porque güey, alguien que invita a Cindy a una cita. Y hay gente que esa maldita sea close the group chat que yo quería hablar con Cindy, pero no de esta manera. They're worse than an adult daycare, gente, dan un asco, son menoritos. So they go on to invite a Cindy blogger onto the beach and then they rape her. And they're like, yes. So who do we talk about the next time? And they're like, no, you said that again. Unless you bring someone new. Well, let me invite this person. Is what it was explained to me decades ago that they do to lure people into rape. So I wouldn't want to embarrass anyone because they profile people too. So he possibly has like a very cute Cindy that I would like to date, and I would never want to project her in that light. What else? 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 What else is so boring? You can decapitate even at this now. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate me. We just understand the sense. I rape me. That's the only money you get in the way of what you're saying. Beep beep. Their short bus ready to tirarlo con un barranco de que se mata. Oh, what will I wear? Possibly express if I have to testify in court against all these people. What else? Pencil skirt dresses all the way to court, but I don't want my nalgas to get dirty. Or the back of my thighs to get dirty. While sitting in a seat that like so many people sit on. Porque I want to testify against these people in court if I have to. Casualmente no me. Este tipo es un puerco. He steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. Stays in my homes without my permission and steals my vehicles. It's so gross. It's so gross. Ew, 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 ew. That's what I thought. I like this one. That I love too. This is cute. I would possibly wear a sweater over it so I don't get cold. Target has this. This is so pretty. That could work. And Taylor. Oof. And Taylor. What else? Antichrist también. What else do I want to wear to court? To testify against them. I may even find something cute at dealers. I don't like the one around, but the one over in North Star, like. What else? 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 Anyways, you can give me money at first. There's also a way where you can pay for my. You need my account number. My phone number is 210-668-9169. I'm bored. Bored. What else that's cute too? What else? What else? What else? What else? These are pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? What does Antonio have? White House Market as well. There's all the potatoes in there. What else? What else? What else? What else? Is he in court every day sticking his tongue out at me even though I don't see him? He said he would do that. Two people are watching down at this house. When they see the size of my hair, girl. That's the most. I don't let it grow, I think. I'm ready to do this. I have not seen so much hair on my legs since when possibly. This is a while. Decades, I think. Casualmente estamos juntas. Anyways, there's a page here where you can on a one-time payment and pay my electricity bill. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, these are dresses. These are just skirts. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate the enemy as far as sunset suns. That would mean this. Anyways, there it is. What else? My zip code is 7822. What else? 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 Where's my dog? What else? What? And I'm missing sandwiches. There's Arlene Lorenzo. And there's this may look year-ish. On summer days when it's extremely hot. This is the dress or skirt. What else? I mean, sort of says the sunset repeat. Stealing money and getting older, we were saving money to kill themselves today. One David Lewis to kill himself today. A lo mejor Heavy List to kill himself today. I want to need someone else Guerrero to kill herself today. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I like this look a lot. What else? What else? What else? More than that word. I'm pre-planning outfits for I need to testify in court. Once I'm financially stable. 2, for a judge to assign the death penalty for people in the room. Is that how death penalty cases work? I don't think there's any show. Anyways, game over, guys. Game over. Game over. That's what they say behind the scenes. There's children, so I witnessed this. They're like, compró pan y agua the other day, no se murió y ahora como que compró a snack pack de... Así es bien, gente, no un asco. Como que compró. Y que de 4, pero si lo que va a estar más que un fin de semana, viene sábado y domingo. Y el lunes le van a dar comida gratis. Si va a los sitios, esa comida gratis. ¿Cómo que de 4? ¿Y por qué tantos guineos? ¿Verdad, Alex, que esos guineos are for a more deserving person que nos mama el pene que para Arlene? Entonces ya está Joana y dice, ay, yo no puedo con ustedes, yo no puedo con ustedes. Mira, by the way, mi prima está en town. Y quiero que la violen. Solo voy a invitar a este group chat. ¿Verdad, ni que con tanto guineo, esos guineos, mira, mamando guineo, ¿qué tú crees? ¿Qué tú crees, nena? Ustedes no tienen nada que hacer hoy. Pues mira, móntese de carro. No te preocupes que quieren no, pero móntese en el carro de Arlene y ella te va a mamar el guineo hoy, porque es que yo tenía planes para salir hoy sola y tú estás en town, so I have to get rid of you somehow. No te puedo dejar en mi casa. Can you go to my underwear drawer? That's why I keep the drugs, the knives, the letters Arlene, que Arlene nunca me ha mamado la vagina y yo le escribo todos los días, pero Arlene, ¿por qué no me mamas la vagina? So they're like, pues dale, déjame hacer una llamada, voy a cancelar los planes con mi esposa, o mi esposo, o my friends, o mi esposo. O vayan ustedes dos. And they end up over a conversation over me, raping more people. They're disgusting. They're sex addicts. They're always looking for high. Hi. That's my high. What else? Dios mío, I'm exhausted. My fingers are. Ay, Dios, te amo, Hilary, te amo. Dude, my fingers hurting. Es like, ¿cómo saco esta portada de mi mente? Si no tengo energía ni dinero para comer, y Jade Gilani posiblemente se va a tener que ir con Edgar, porque ya yo no tengo ni energía para trabajar o para hacer nada. Where's that post? It's a little bit further. Pero this works también. Qué portada, gente, qué portada. Qué portada esto. Casualmente no me llama. In the meantime, yo quiero comerme some sandwiches next week. I could make the trip to Florida in about a week. Gotta have to shop for outfits. So who's gifting me money? You can give me money in person through PayPal. Through my GoFundMe campaign, PayPal is AR Blue Sky Designs Go, and lo que estoy pensando straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo. Porque I've been working on this abdominal strength for so long. And I always have un fucking impedimento. Introducen el impedimento. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So you can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. I want to eat him some sandwiches. You can decapitate Benjamin's Suarez's sons that raped me to steal my money and get in the way of receiving money. He stole my money to date him. He would rape me in my parents' home in my bedroom and then mock me. The fulanita were taking them out on dates and I wasn't. They're disgusting. They're gross. I'm surprised that they're still alive. What else? Yo trabajar for. Very unlikely that this kid is foreign, and if he is, why is he foreign? Because that's not normal. I'm bored. Y que de cambio de Jorge Vélez y todas las liches y los liches que le hacen a la estupidez que hacen y dicen. What else? You can decapitate Menorito, Benjamin Suarez's sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of mercy. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. And is trying to turn me into a sex slave, trying to get material to provide to him, to provide to them. What else? They're disgusting. He possibly recorded me having sex with him and sold the tape to these bitches. What else? They're disgusting. I don't them in my life ever. In the meantime, the status of my bank account before I'll take you. This is like different issues going on. My dad loves that I practice gratefulness, so. And I'm just goody two shoes, never does cocaine, always does the right thing. And if there's an outlet out here where I could just be here in the quiet to myself, like no one wants a pestering neighbor saying, I have electricity, can I just plug in my phone there? Porque that's how you traffic people into sex labor, exactly. El leech va y dice, oh, mi esposa o mi prima segunda se quedó un día sin electricidad y no le electricidad porque llevar a la policía. Y lo matan. Oh, violan a la gente. Over like, oh, thank you so much for giving electricity to my second cousin. Give electricity to my dad. For real. And if they hadn't used that line, now they're gonna be using it. That's why a lot of people don't like it when I speak out loud. What else? I'm so bored. Anyways, who's gifting me money? I'm starving. What else? What else? What else? What else? Maybe what else? What else? What else? Anytime so. I love Bolita, Puerto Rico. I want Roxy for myself. There's an international airport there where I was born in Bolita, Puerto Rico. Oh, that's so weird. That's how I love this place, isn't it? Like, for real. If I could pick a boyfriend, it would be in this one. Porque sex to me is like skiing. I grew up in an island where there's no snow. So it's like when I get there, I'll get there. What else? 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 So I'm going to visit today, Lonnie next week. They're with their dad in Wesley Chapel, Florida. What else? What else? What else? Gloria Mirza's at home. Gloria Mirza's at home. She didn't provide money for me to date, and then this leech ray in my bedroom. Y ella se acostó con. This loyal us. So I may have to do, not with me, but I'm very much humanitarian in what I think is she just wanted for me to be old enough for her to just live her life, go back to New York City and do her thing. What else? What else? What else? What else? My siblings took her hostage in my childhood home, so she could never be. You know, so that's why she died in such, to me, so gross conditions. She didn't want to ever have an accident, so she may have just been like, I'd rather be at home all the time, whatever, but that's why she moved out of Ramon's in her bedroom. When I was 10, that's usually when they're together just for the kids to raise them, they're polyamorous. That's around the time that they get divorced or separate. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can take out the even on these episodes. It says that raping is stealing money and get in the way of me receiving money, so I can't give my mother and my dad a life of dignity. Porque como Arlene va a dejar que se vaya, she's not your mother anymore. That's why he provides for Evelyn and Madeline, even the one that they rape, and for Gilbert. Porque they help them. So he steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money, so that Gloria Mirza no se pudiera ir a bailar sola y buscar su nombre. He's a snooper, an eavesdropper, a second cousin relative ill. Fawful, literally, we call him us. Fawful. Inadequate must be much better than before. Inadequate must be a better nickname for him. Inadequate. He can't cry that he's been abused and abused people. Do you know how many million people that Leech has killed for stealing my money and breaking a cycle of peace in my family version? That's why people say we hate outsiders. Pero it wasn't that. Porque my parents were very much welcoming and nice to their mother that isn't Puerto Rican, supuestamente. And they're like, everyone here names except my mother, so I feel like I'm outsider. So what do outsiders disturb the peace? Disturb the peace. Oh my God. I have all of the stuff at $1.25. Ok, so viene santo, no sé cómo. That's optional, gente. Todo. There's people right now eating shit possibly. That doesn't make me a shit eater. Some people are selling Cavender Toyota. Some are selling North Park Toyota. And these leeches want to tell me that they steal my money. Catholic. They're done. My parents like the museum to marry a Catholic. That's it. And my mother was an orphan. Oh my God, constantly to say like I committed to you with a hater and everything. They've been taken to jail by these kids. Being married to a church? I wasn't there, so I couldn't even say that it was Catholic. Is he pastoring? Oh, his actual wife is it's Easter weekend. Go on, put on your best dress and do that thing that Arlene just did. Eating cookies. On Good Friday. Porque you look so good in Chanel doing that. Not Arlene, maybe. That's why I don't like sharing numbers of like who I influence. Because some of it is, yes, people bought all the chicharrones at HEB because they wanted to. And another is like, yes, so much of my money that is like, dale, vete a comprar todo y create like, they sold out all los chicharrones. I mean, he did if I bought them. He still does that? Did he buy all the toilet paper in 2020? He makes it so easy for me to talk about the abuse from him towards me. Oh, yeah, yeah, thank you, Cookie. I'm so happy. I don't want that observation tonight. You can decapit you can decapit Benjamin Sonson's sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of. Some leeches are so gross. They pretend that they're a spouse and they're like, si él te hizo eso, yo también te lo tengo que hacer. Todo lo que me hace mi marido, yo lo tengo que hacer con él. Y así tratan de violar. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. How many husbands have I had in this lifetime? Many. I just haven't consummated the marriage. With a lot of them, and I won't ever. Pero, esto, el comentario está de más. Él es un leash que me roba mi dinero, se hace pasar por mí. En mi casa, se queda en mi cama sin mi permiso. Me roba mis vehículos. He gets in the way of people gifting me money by putting in his presence on Facebook. He has a pattern of doing that. He's a leash. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Sonia Chapman. They're waiting for me behind the scenes para que les diga what will my porn star look like. They're sensitive. So they don't even want to run out of money, so they don't even run out of theater day. Or mouse glasses. What else? I don't know how to use it in money. What else? I'm bored. So bored. I want a vehicle today. I know I have money to buy a vehicle today. I'm talking to FBI this. The FBI is like, girl, there's over out of money for this. Go steal from you. And I hear all the people who steal from me. Here are my findings of evidence that I didn't want to share, but it was because I'm switching gears. So I do the switch. I'm a very quiet person. So my dad's and my mother studied my communication style decades ago. They're like, what's in her head? Will work better for her to report to the police and to the courts. They used tourism in Southern Italy for flight. Oh, they steal from one. There's other they have to. What else? I'm bored. I'm so late today. I have to take out the trash in my apartment and I don't have energy to do that. Oh, so like he has and Norito he saves that screenshot. He's gonna backtrack if I'm like on Facebook and say, and I didn't study for a few days. He'll say, do you know you and I, before you and her were together, she talked to Ramira como si yo lo hubiera mamado el pene. They're a waste of time. Full. They're disgusting. That's why they start one. They're disgusting. He thinks that for me to think, I need to go through his dick first. I'd rather kill it. For people watching one that's like this was. What else? I want to eat here within the next few days. You can decapitate Ramiro Gonzalez. El novio de trafficking me into poverty. Does he not know how to read? That is the Arlene Lorenzo embroidery artist. I have more than one email just I'm like, these people are trafficking me, but I don't remember why. Into a job that I don't want. So if I use my email address, embroidery artist, I'll have proof at least to a judge of like, but didn't he see that there? Porque behind the scenes, ese mamón el pene con my artwork at the Imperial. Porque they turned me decades or they did that to one of my cousins. Estuvo bordando, estuvo pintando por mucho tiempo y el arte no se vendió y luego lo exhibió en un sitio en Bleach. And everyone that wasn't aware of that this is Bleach ended up at a party at the venue where people were raping each other around the artwork, as in we would have been guests in her home. Da un asco, gente, da un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate a Ramiro González, you can decapitate a Lish Sarah Rossi, esa tipa es una puerca. Esa tipa es una puerca. You can decapitate Salami Cortez Rios. You can decapitate the Jaime Soros in the sense that Rick is stealing money with no ever money. Anyone that sucks their dicks, they give my vehicle to them. My personal vehicle with my name in the title, and I had a parking situation with my parents. And I'm like, I need to get my vehicle because I lo tiene alguien. Me mamó el pene, se llevó tu casa. They're disgusting. They're leeches, so gross. Ew, ew. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah. As long as I don't talk privately to them, I won't kill myself because they have a way to dissect all of this and try to get one to kill oneself for exposing them. They're gross. They're disgusting. They've been wondering why I never take them on a date or as a plus one. Or I've never introduced anything Kanani to them. They're leeches, so gross. Ew, 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 ew. In the meantime, this is my situation. Excuse me, I just burped. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? 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 What else? I'm so bored. I want to order food for myself through Uber Eats. Because I have to take my jeans. Ew, it's the beach traffic me to working. To have me working at job because they knew that I would work at job. They asked me decades ago, so that the sexual energy and cuando eso se lo trepan encima porque llega a su casa, it's like, oh my god, I was there. They're groupies, so gross. They're disgusting as a leech. Stayed in my home without my permission. He hosted a party where I was there. He's like, look, Arlene pretending to be you. I was in the kitchen. I couldn't grab a knife, but I didn't know where they were. Because I was my home, I didn't know where the knives were in my own kitchen. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad, una mierda. Eso peor que un turd. Peor que excremento. Fo. Ew. I don't want that near me ever. I don't want that near me ever. Qué gente tan puerca que they volunteered to be leeches. What else? I don't want to eat cheese and I don't have money. Or refrigeration in my apartment. Anyways, ya la portada está. What else? He trafficked people into Raker's Dick and then into my home, thinking that I would love dating money. And then I would rush to their arms and be like, save me! There's a cheater! Look who's here! And then, ¿quién estaba ahí hasta Bill Gates possibly when I was a baby? That's why I look at him like, oh no, you did not do that. And I'm like, that's fucking Bill Gates too. So fucking upset. I don't want to like go near he let it seduce me decades ago. My kids don't need a registro de everyone that has been in my vagina. My kids are 8 years and mine. Edgar and I made love. Making Jaden and Kehlani that I can look at this leash and be like, eso está todo el culo de ella, una orgía posiblemente. He wants to keep people from having sex so he can have all the pleasure. So he's like a tattletale. He's like, guess what? Guess what was in Edgar's dick yesterday, Berlin? La que se hace pasar por ti. Toma, babies con Edgar, te lo explico. Decades ago, una asquerosidad. To me, Edgar is a baby daddy and he is in control of his dick. Sé cuánta esposa y possibly has. Y Gaby lo tiene de reina he can't take care of. What else? That was decades ago. So they have a bad habit of trying for one to relive the past so that one disenamors themselves from one's kids. They're just semen en un huevo que salió del ovario. Get turned into Jaden and Kenani, who I love Jaden and Kenani. That's just it. It's like producing a bottle of water and putting contents in it. People say. Or it's not that production. And then the contents in it. That's baby making to me. Who got the credit? A trading company. But does this say Carmencita, la secretaria? Maldito. No, el que came up with la receta. Jorge delivers. No, ¿verdad, güey? Like, for real, gente. For real. That's why birth certificates in the United States don't include, what is it? My parents' names in it. They're just like, Jaden, Kehlani, are from Edgar, and that's it. They're trying to sell my children so that, or trying to make me feel like I'm less than because I didn't have a set of grandparents or growing up. So they're like, you shouldn't even be a mom. They're disgusting. They're obsessed decades ago with that makes me weak that I didn't have a set of grandparents. I don't even care specifically. It's not something that I carry, a wound that I carry every day. There was a restaurant called Olive Garden that one day made it. Tons of people were like, oh, I'm serious, gonna make me there. The pig stand. Do you know how many people have eaten at the pig stand, met at the pig stand, have babies together? And they're like, fuck, no, I can't take my baby to the pig stand and I plan on it. And the place closed. It's like that sadness, like, oh, there's a pig stand. But no, like, there's a pig stand. I want to die trying. I don't want you anymore because I can't speak to the pig stand. Dan un asco, gente, son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. And he's wondering why I don't take him out on a date or the plus one somewhere. El tipo es una basura. I would never bring trash into a place. What else? I'm bored. 2 people are watching. One has like this ghost. You can decapitate her LinkedIn. You can decapitate with how many sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me or save money. You can decapitate other groupies. We must find out her reaction when she's earning Gene and Gap. If we traffic her to poverty and she applies to work at Gap, that preamble, everything. They're gross, gente. They're disgusting. Ew, una basura. Their parents even recommended decades ago they shouldn't even be having sex with how gross they are. It's like take a breather. It's not just celibacy. Then go find yourself. Go learn how to love yourself and then come back. Vete lejos o quédate ahí en Hawái chiquito si quieres. Decades ago se lo dijo. And they don't. They don't. Anyways, I'm bored. Oh, he's starving me because girls without grandmothers just want to make a difference in the world. They don't want to participate in life. So that's why he steals my money so I can't even have food. I don't ever want that near me. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez or his sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. What else? You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money and gets in the way of receiving money. It's April 18, 2025. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message, possibly their younger brother. They threatened me with any crime towards me decades ago, so they threaten each other. They get uno va pa' ahí con la vagina de ella. So their younger brother, they threatened decades ago because I was attracted to him to not go near me. So they bully their girls. You can decapitate him. One could kill oneself reading this. What else? You can give me money ASAP. You can give me money ASAP. I missed money. I missed money. I missed money. Is Cinnabar still open? He wants to show me all that embroidery that Sarah Fox created was around his dick. He could have also read the person that created those shoes that somewhere else. Or the galleta maker. Or the bottler of water. He does that trying to take away life from one. He also possibly read the person that created some chip for the Samsung phone. And he wants to tell me all of that, so I start hating the world. How much I hate him. But I don't include him in my hate towards the planet. I love the breeds. Isn't it Cinnabar? What else? Él se cree que me da envidia. I don't ever want to have sex with him. So who cares si él se la mamó a Sarah Fox or not? That's between them. He's so gross. People hate him because no one can trust him, people say. Porque he kisses and tell him there. He's like, ha ha ha, I linked it. Ew, dan un asco, son basura. Yeah. I want food. What's my visual? Like no watermelon. What else? 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 Maybe I want potato from McAllister's. I've had those. I want ranch. What else? 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 Does Nordstrom deliver here? Possibly. Anyways, is this still open? Entonces I visited with Jane Kanani just to see artwork. What's so wrong with that? Just like I watched a show on Netflix that he also raped the person that created the show. El tipo me porfa, he wants me to highlight. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate Ramiro Gonzalez. You can decapitate Sony Cortez Rios. You can decapitate Berlin Jean. You can decapitate Richie Hill. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Mohammed Solis son. Like me, son, and then you get a movie. It's April 18, 2025. These people can talk one's ear out to boredom that one may want to kill oneself. That already happened when I was 18. I tried to commit suicide, but it was a cry for help. I didn't have money for it. And I was in college, and Edgar was passing all his classes, and I wasn't for these leeches that Edgar no le dé dinero. So you and her can have that baby really quick. Ew, they're disgusting. They try to control my ovaries. They're disgusting. Una basura. Fo, unos tipos tan puerco. Una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. They have no right over my vagina. They don't get it still. You can decapitate my hubby and daughters and sons. Then rape me and steal my money and get in the way of receiving money. Why is that being so wrong? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. No, perfect. Guess one man, that's the plastic. You can decapitate Maribel Matias. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. That has Edgar hostage right now. They're trying to rape Dayton Gailani so they infiltrate people. That steal from me, getting away with mercy, money to stay in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, and una licha asquerosa. What else? What else? What else? What else? Caramels. I just want this. What else? Ice cube. Ice cone. What else? What else? What else? What else? And decapitate my man's daughters and sons that rape me and selling them lawyers. I'm staying sharp. what else? Tienen de cafetería más de que no ministros por money. They live to say she knows. Oh, you know. Oh, you know. Ew, they're disgusting. They're worse than telenovela people. Un asco, son una basura. They're always aging intelligent people. They're so gross. They abuse one. They're like, oh, she knows how to stand up for herself. Oh, she knows how to call the police. Oh, she knows how to contact the FBI. Oh, she knows how to avoid getting raped. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Oh, and just like I have to hear some song that's possibly about him. Someone walked into a Walgreens and said, COVID-19 is admission to starvation. That was literally everyone's home. So that's why decades ago he retaliated with like, para cuando la vea te acuerdes de. I'm like, I'm gonna stop wasting my time con eso de que tenías todos los nenes detrás de ti. She does the, si yo pudiera ser Arlene y llegar a la clase de Gloria Ramón y hacerme pasar por Arlene y vivir la vida de Arlene con serios. Ellos dan un asco, son una basura. So she's like, tenía todos los nenes detrás de mí tratando de violarme, violándome, dando un asco. I'm like, deja eso para allá, por Dios. Yo para allá no voy. She tried to lure me in so that they would rape me, or they would show me once again how Ginny Gendalilis won, and videos of them raping each other. Saying Ginny Gendalilis won. Literally, these three leeches walked up to me decades ago when I was a teen with videos and pictures of themselves raping each other. Saying Ginny Gendalilis won, that could have been you. Arlene, that could have been you. I'm like, a rape victim for and para allá, por favor, ya esto. I'll be pursuing the death penalty for you. Is what I said. Decades ago. Da un asco, gente, ella se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso. Me roba mi dinero. Me roba mis vehículos. Gets in the way of me receiving money. Trying to rape me, Jenny and Kelani, before Jenny and Kelani were born. They're done. They don't know how to do wanderlust. They're disgusting. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. And these leeches are like, oh, that's my priority, girl. A ella yo le doy tu dinero para que ella compre comida y masaje, porque ella es la que me lo mama. Fue tipo un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. I'm tagging the FBI, disposed NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department. In the United States, the International Criminal Court, you can decapitate Benjamin's daughters and sons. That rape me, that's stealing money and get in the way of receiving money. You can decapitate Jamie Lorenzo Suárez, que es una basura. She's possibly probing a girl. So, ¿qué hacía en su tiempo libre? ¿Cuántas veces visitó la piscina en lo que tú trabajabas? ¿Con quién estaba? ¿Alguna vez te fue infiel? Girl, get mad at her, get mad at her. Arlene te fue infiel, Arlene te fue infiel. Trying to get her to kill me still. La tipa una puerca. Hey, Arlene. Have you seen their video along to this song? ¡Wow! Ellos se violan y le ponen cancioncita lo que hacen. ¡Fu! Una gente tan puerca, gente. Deceiving people into thinking that they're truly in a sexual relationship together as to entice people to rape them. They're disgusting. They're sex traffickers, baby girls. Ew, 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 ew. Good accommodator, food of those deals from January. What else? ellos se creyeron que I own the planet porque they want to kill me so bad. They're like, so she's born in deficit, kill her, maybe we'll get to non-deficits. Like, las deudas se pagan, pendejo. No se mata la gente, tipo bruto. Didn't Donald Trump sell gold cards recently? And possibly brooches on the DL trying to fix the economy in the United States. Ew, and who ruins everything for people stealing from one? El tipo es un puerco, una basura, wants to justify him being a thief when he's so gross. Es una basura, I don't ever want him near me. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate your leech. Llega la necesidad. Estos menoritos le buscan mujeres para que violen to pretend that they're me. They're gross. They're gross. Yeah. You can decapitate, mira, eso no sirve para nada, jo. Y eso no tiene talento. You can decapitate, Arlene Lorenzo. No tiene talento, gente, no tiene ningún talento. What else? 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 I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I want food through Uber Eats. Who else delivers? That's it. Here. They're so dumb. They're treating me as if I've never visited any place, as if Edgar never took me out to dinner, as if Facebook didn't exist, and I didn't show pictures of myself at the beach. They're dumb. They're very stupid. They want to create a storyline of Latina porn. That's why I won't suck their dick. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't know how this popped up, but sounds better than getting raped. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I just eat the mashed potatoes. They're spicy, so I accidentally ruined my stomach with Lexapro taking a night without food. What else? What else? What else to prevent that the psychiatrist that prescribed them to me is trying to kill me? Porque es una leash que me quiere violar y que es una novia de ellos. Eso no tiene novia, eso no tiene esposa, lo que eso es un abusador asqueroso that possibly locks out in places and has a somewhat stable relationship with someone, but behind the scenes esto pudre a la gente literalmente. Es un asco. Es un asco, una basura. I don't ever want him near me. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate me, how many sources and systems are making you steal my money and get the way we're saving money. You can decapitate those psychiatrists that I saw in Tampa. There's records of them. They retaliated by ruining my health because I don't want to have sex with them. They're dumb. Even like know how to be a man and recreationally land in my living room with food and una mamaita. Dan un asco, son unos brutos. What else? I don't remember sexual. I've never had sex with that because the way that it treats me is that it's not sexually attractive to me. It's trying to kill me for that reason. Because it's done. Porque what is sexually attractive to is stupid and it wishes that it was smart. It doesn't know that incompatibility exists. Ew, 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 ew. Like boarding school, but I guess other parents already tried. What else? What else de que más me recomiendan? What else? They're trying to find. Oh, ese Rivera te viola. Estaba contigo o que estaba comiendo papitas. El tipo es un bruto. Estaba contigo y quizás después estaba en Nordstrom comiendo y comprando. El tipo es un bruto. Él repeats telenovela speech. So he hates me. He just wants to rape me. Otherwise, he wouldn't steal my money so that I starve with the excuse that I could get raped if I'm not with him. I could be shopping right now. I could be wiping my ass right now. El tipo es un bruto. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad. What else? What else? I need some bread and water that I have in my apartment. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm gonna tan take one good. So, yes, for myself, I share them with dating can only deliver something to the I currently live in. What else? What can I eat from here? Nothing spicy. They were giving out a really spicy sandwich. Sarah had it in 2020. I'm like, good, keep going, keep killing yourself. She possibly has a permanent ulcer already. Pero that may not be self-imposed. He could have her hostage and she could have rehabilitated herself, and then he's feeding her cigars all day. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Berenice went on to take some pill, some vitamin that damaged her esophagus or her stomach permanently in 2020 or 2019. We were dining some vitamins and it ruined my esophagus or my stomach. I'm like, no. Like for real, they copy everything that happens to me. Oh, gosh. Or she was just probing. So I just ignored it and I kept eating because all I was eating was bland. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. That's why I've never had sex with them, because they're done. They're like, if you're not with me, you're gonna be worshiping clothes. They didn't know if I'm not with you, maybe at Target, maybe at Fashion Valley Nordstrom. Is there even Marcus and Utah? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't even count as Ezio in my life. Lo que pasa que Ezio es novio de él. So he wants to add me to his tribe of leeches that rape. That's why he terrorizes me with Ezio. I'm like, there's no space for me. And there's no space in my life for Ezio ever. More. My siblings, so girls, ew, she wants to force me to be best friends with la niña que se la maman still, so that I look like como que ella me la mama when I'm out shopping with them. That no one thinks that. Maybe one person accidentally. Pero that's just so dumbness that that person will have. Eso no tiene remedio. Most likely. Or it needs to be corrected. behavioral therapy. Eso no se hace, eso no se dice, you can't say anything about people. There's just two people eating, not two lesbians. So she tries to traffic me still. That's why she gets in the way of your money. And steals your money so you have to give me money. Trying to get me to become besties with toda la que no la tonta. So for a través de inferencia, someone like thinking my sister is so desirable. De hasta que no puedo resistirme. No, ustedes se maman. And that's okay. Like pizza. And that's okay. They don't get it. Así es. Uno se tiene que explicar. Ella es normal, pero bruta asquerosa. I'm not like walking by and seeing packages. What else? I'm so bored. What else? Oh, the pool's open. I want to tan. Who's giving me money? I need money for food. I need money for everything. Maybe I'll tan naked in my balcony. If I rotate for a few days, for a few hours, I can get an even tan. Or I need some suits. Probably I'll shop at Target. Like walking in straight into some area, grabbing a snack and water, and then heading out, possibly to wear my swimsuit that day. What else do you have packages? Amazon delivers. What else? I'm so bored. My apartment's a mess. I'm gonna clean it. And ahora literalmente is saving videos of how gross my apartment is. Oh, she steals my money, steals my food, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, and steals my water. She's saving this video so that when I introduce someone on Facebook, be like, the love of my life. She'll be like, ¿sabías que Arlene era una puerca y no limpiaba? Mámame a mí porque Arlene era una puerca antes de conocerte. That's deceiving. Esa leech da un asco. Son una basura. In the meantime, she wants to decommission me from dating to keep all the dick and pussy to her. No one's gonna like her, just her. Es tan bruta, tan asquerosa, una puerca fo. Ew. You can decapitate Ginny Jandaliri Lorenzo Suarez, que es una basura. What else? I'm not gonna not be on Tinder or Bumble or taking myself out there with the possibility to date someone when I have money. They're gross, they're disgusting. She's trying to rape me and my children. I'm appalled that she's still alive. You can decapitate Ginny Jandaliris, Lalich, Jendi Lorenzo Suarez, una basura. They're disgusting. Ew. You can decapitate Jaime Suarez Lorenzo. No way of me receiving money, so I can't date, so that I can't have people over, so they can't live with me, so I can't paint. They're always raping me in my mind. It's disgusting. Their mind is disgusting. It's disgusting.